dead area right here where I was talking about. Maybe I'll go back to the fish tanks. I don't know. I'll go back to that tunnel. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, come raid me. I'm live now. Hopefully it's not too crappy of a stream.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's fix options here. Alright guys, well that's cool. So that's what's gonna go in next. And hopefully that build will load. And thank you, subscribers. When did that happen, and why did it all come through like all at once? Is this like some kind of trick? I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get going here, so we can jump over to
Hello, Joe Bob. Welcome. Are you part of the zoo raid?
So I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I should be back Friday. And maybe I'll get out part 2 of the expedition. But thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you. Have a great day. John streams.
So, these are the fish tanks area that he was getting some of it to load in. Candace, welcome. I've been wanting some female input on this build. Those trees are still being... Okay, pause, breathe, and cleanse the mind. So this is where you're standing, Zoo. At the fish tanks. And some of these plants loaded in for you. There's actually a bite beat machine down there running these 4 rings of light show on these satellites in these next couple of rounds. I don't think these light fissures were loaded in for you either. But yeah, there's lights in that pod right there that don't light up, that you don't see. And there's 2 lights in that floor, so you only see one of them. And then you don't really see this lighting up in between walking through. So you only get a brief glimpse of the lights in the satellites, like this ring here, and then that secondary ring there that kind of give you a spirally kind of effect in this view. So there's a ton of wires and stuff going on here, the bite beat and stuff, that I could still trim down. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Lots of wires. Okay. So this is where you left off. Pause, breathe, and cleanse the mind. And we got a little bit of this pattern here to load in for you. It's a whole different story at night too when the lights work. sometimes you just gotta look at things like, that's what I was saying, it's been loading in for me, but sometimes I actually have to like look at the part with my crosshairs to get it to light up. We'll see some more of it right here. Like these will light up. And they pretty much lit up before I looked at them. Those secondaries right there are already lit up, which I really didn't. Oh, there goes the last one. Okay. Let's see how long these little red lights take to light up. It's like turning on the lights when you come home. Come into a room and the lights come on. So yeah, this is really pretty if you can get it all to light up for you. If you can get these corals and the glowing plants all doing their thing. I know how this feels, something in another game that's hard to load, almost impossible to record, so I get it. Do you have a part count? Yeah, it started off being 4,700 pieces because I was like, screw those base limits. I'm doing my thing. And then I was like, well, I kind of want it to be uploadable. So I stripped 1,700 parts off of it. Over there that I'm looking at right now called the Creator's Couch. And added a bunch more parts to it. This has some useless parts, like you can't see the race initiators that are running through the walls right here. So I was going to take them out. But if I delete this this race initiator right here, it takes that whole row of glass floors with it. I'm like, screw it. I don't need those 8 parts. Even though they're not giving much effect to the room unless you know they're there. I played with the heights on those two. I didn't like seeing them in the room. That was too high. So I moved them down just a little bit, and now you can't see them as well, but whatever. Okay, so this is the grinder that I was standing in. Let me turn my phone off here. The zoo couldn't see it all. I was like, this is one of the coolest places to stand. Because, yeah, you got the Colossus spawner right here that adds a better effect going the other direction. But still, it's a lot of light. The mech spawner here, and then light fissures in this row of satellites. Give you that nice purple and red thing, like right in your face to walk through. And then race initiators in the second row of satellites, and then a bunch more satellites. And only like one satellite was loading in for zoo. I was like, man, this is the coolest part. One of the coolest parts of the build, I guess. For just using pod plants and race initiators to go a good long distance. This is where all the flower bridge was last time. It's changed a lot in the last 2 weeks. I hope the stream's not too blurry to even see it. I got one of those little boxes that's supposed to unthrottle your internet speed. Just hooked it up and haven't streamed since, so I don't know if it's doing any better or any worse. Yeah, I love kaleidoscopes. And this build was just supposed to be a fly-through kaleidoscope that turned into a walkthrough because none of it loads in your spaceship. I like it better as a walkthrough anyways, but... Okay, this is where Mount Olympus ends, right here at this last row of race initiators that are facing in. So let me kind of... I mean, it used to reach all the way over to this mountaintop. Mount Olympus did. And it had its own little end room that got torn down. And I wasn't really happy with the bridge from that mountaintop over to this mountaintop. So I stripped Mount Olympus from pretty much right here all the way back to the grinder, that big lit up area back there where my exocraft is. So that right there. But now Mount Olympus ends right here, pretty much. I've got a video of this being all closed up, and then I had a little tiny couch behind it, like Wizard of Oz behind the curtain thing going on. And so then I added this stuff. Wanted to do more of the living plants pattern going on with some flowery stuff and some race initiators. So this is another base computer called the Creator's Couch, and it's just not very long. It's got some trippiness to it. But it's just a big room of spinning lights and glass floors and stuff. Doesn't look like it's going to load in very well though. So I am going to reload it real quick and show you what it's supposed to look like. Thank you guys for hanging out and checking it out. Thank you, Zoo, for the visit. I was really interested in seeing how rendering was patched, rendering issues and stuff like that. And I've just been noticing, like, the 3.4 patch was really good. 3.5 patch, I haven't been here since the 3.5 patch because I've been playing Explorations. But I finally got it to work. It was freezing up every time I would warp anywhere in multiplayer, and so I turned it off, and that worked. It allowed me to load. It also helped in discovering systems, because if you turn your internet off, then everything's undiscovered and everything's first contact. So I got that one done early thanks to that problem. But now it loads fine in multiplayer. I actually got to shoot somebody at Rendezvous Point 2 last night. Some noob with multiplayer turned on. Took them out before they landed on the landing pad. It was fun. I had to give the PvP a try with these noobs, you know. So this is how this room loads in for me. It still takes a second because it's still almost 3,000 parts in a small area. Internet quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Well, you always tell me that. But you hardly ever prove it to me. Okay, are my trees going to load in? Oh, I didn't save the trees. So yeah, I added more trees to the back of the couches down here. It looks fairly loaded in though. So we got a little bouncy boy because I just haven't built him in a base yet. Just unlocked them like last week or something. I was like, oh, I'll throw them in here. Get some entertainment out of him. Aquarium here, and it was blocking some of the view from even when you walk into this room. And I lowered the couch some from where it was. Played with the height of the couch in the room. So now you get a pretty good view of the kaleidoscope thing going on without the actual couch being in the way. When I was here just a minute ago and loaded up the game and was watching Zoo's stream, I was actually adding more trees to the back of these couches. Because for some reason I just can't stop adding parts to this dang thing. I kind of messed up this end room too, because when I was building it, you could fly out behind it before this was walled off, which I'm not complaining, it's pretty cool when it syncs up. Yeah, I've got lots of local wildlife. I've got like some owl type birds that fly through, makes it feel really majestic. And then I've got these snakes that fly through and get stuck in here in the build sometimes, usually at the other end. And then I've got striders here that mess with me. I'll be up here building. Let me go back into build camera here for a second. I'll be up here building above this mountaintop below me, and the striders and the cats that are on this planet, if anybody's looking for a fierce planet, will attack me from down here on this mountaintop. I don't see any actually down here. There's a sentinel waiting to start some shit. You wanna go? Huh? I've had some sentinel battles up on that mountaintop over there, and it's funny because they kept falling off and then hiking back up and playing like peekaboo with me over the mountaintop. And they'd fall back down and then they'd appear behind me. I've got a huge Diplo that likes playing on the mountaintop and wearing this build like a collar too. How rude, can they not see the master at work? Right? That's what I'm saying. I think I've actually said those words to the local wildlife. I'm like, can't you see the master is at work here? Or NPCs will just come fly through it all willy-nilly and knock me off my path. I'll go out for a cigarette sometimes and just be standing there, and I'll come back and I'll be clear down at the bottom of this thing with very little health. I have to fly all the way back up here. But yeah, I would like to push this wall back some more, because when it wasn't here, you could see into the room, back at the room, like if you had your back to this thing. Let me get in position here. So what I'm saying is, you can't back up far enough anymore, and you could when you're building it, to see, you know, like this whole rotating, pulsating row of little pod plants. There's actually no white light in there. There's just blue pill lights. But you got more of an effect of all these glass floors and that ring and the floweriness of it. Inside a snowflake. Yeah. I could see that. Definitely this right here kind of looks snowflakey, you know, when it's when it's dark out, in the daytime, looks like that. So you got a lot of color going on here in the daytime. You don't get to see it at night. I mean, you get to see the lights better, but I just wish I could back up a little bit more than I used to be able to. But I've fought with this build so much. I'm fairly pleased with it. And in order to push this back some more, I'm going to be pushing my build limits, pushing my luck, and is it really worth it? Is anybody going to be like with their ass in this hole right here going, man, I wish I could back up a little bit more? Is anybody really going to do that besides me? Okay. Well, let's see how impressed we can be walking the other way. So when Zoo got here, or Zoo said he was going to come visit, I was like, oh, I don't know which end I should be at. I was standing right here admiring my fleet up there. Oh. And he started flying in and saying, oh, look at all the bases, and I don't know which end, and I was telling him to go to the other end. Because it's kind of pointless to see this end if you don't get the full gist of the Mount Olympus end. It was pretty fun, different experience walking this way back through it too. During the day reminds me of when apple trees bloomed in our yard as a child, right? I had a red plum and a white apple in my yard in Caldwell, my old house. Had it for 12 years. First house I ever bought. Only house I've ever bought, and lost to foreclosure because of Obama. When the economy went to crap. But yeah, I love blossoming, different colored, flowery trees. Walking end to end on this thing, and nothing disappeared. And then when I got down here, and Zoo got here, and I got all the way to the landing pad, nothing disappeared. Stuff's kind of turning on late. It's still turning on though. So at least everything's here and it still lights up when you go through it. Like these guys gonna turn on. Oh, they turn on the backside. That's right. Let all your worries fade away. Oh, you had a bunch of fruit trees. And they bloomed in the wind. It was a petal storm of beauty, right? I've actually done a ton of spray paint art that has a lot of landscapes and space type things in them, because space is just easy to paint in a street performance spray paint type situation. And I'm always big on trees and bushes and landscapes in general anyways. But I probably painted 1,000 of them or so before No Man's Sky even came out. And I haven't painted any in 3 or 4 or 5 years. I need to get back into it. But yeah, No Man's Sky is not as beautiful as everybody says it is to me. The Bob Ross of space. Yeah, I just use building games as another outlet to create art. I mean, I still played No Man's Sky, and I still on normal mode. I had to earn every piece of this build, but it means more to me when I actually have to earn it. I haven't actually done anything on my creative save yet, but I am getting tired of base limits and other things on this save. This save here is almost 1,000 hours in, and I would say there's been, hey, thanks buddy, pushing me off my nice stroll, getting into my zen. Everything was loading in nicely, and come along and just ram your ship up my butt. So, is this all loading in good? Those are lit. That's lit. Already went through the fish tanks. Yeah, I love the shapes right here. Inner circle of light and the green glow on the outside. Yeah, this is PS4, old PS4 normal mode. Nothing fancy going on here besides some wire glitching, adjacency glitching. This build's actually pretty simple to make. Got 16 episodes of me building it on my channel. A bunch of live streams of me messing with it. I've also got another 10 or so normal base builds. Not normal, I mean they're all pretty creative. The Nip Nip Portal Lounge is a cave base lounge. I've got my Mega Base Paradise, which is a nitrogen copper farm. That's got a bunch of plants, a bunch of status device stuff going on. I used to have full functionality of gas power and mineral in all my bases. Or at least find the gas and mineral and then just solar power. But this is a super end-game build. Didn't have anything else to do. 1,000 hours into the game. 5,000 hours wasted in stupid game mechanics. And yeah, thought I'd do a build just for shits and giggles. So everything loaded in pretty decently. So yeah, just supposed to be a trip through the imagination. You're supposed to land your ship, grab you some nip, and take a little trip. A relaxing trip through the imagination. Did you see that owl fly through? They got funny little faces too. Let me see. I can bring them up on my discovery page here. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, I forgot about that dude. Underwater. Where's the owl at? Is it that guy? Yeah, these little dudes fly through it. He just looks like a majestic colored bird, white and gold. Kind of looks like a prehistoric seagull or something, though. Duck. Prehistoric owl. I don't know. Yeah, these guys fly through it all the time, and then these snaky dudes, big old long snaky dudes, get stuck on the rings. I have to give them a little push with my multi-tool. Oh, and yeah, the striders. I've got one of these guys somewhere. Where is it? These guys are pretty cool. These guys mess with me on the build while I'm trying to work. And where's the cat, dude? Oh, that's the little beaver looking fish. Where's the cat at? There's a cat on this planet. He messes with me all the time, and why is he not discovered? Anyways, so Zoo couldn't even see this ring. He could see the fissures in this ring, but he couldn't see the satellites that face outward. So this was supposed to be the first illusion when you got off the ship that didn't turn out right. Was those satellites facing outward spinning and the other satellites facing inward spinning through them, kind of. Then I moved them and stripped them of all their parts and called it good for those first 2 rings. The first 5 rings in this build were really... This one I didn't even mess with, but these 2 rings right here I stripped probably 200 parts out of. It's still got some really cool effect going on. They're not lit up right now. The fissures are lit up, but the little lights aren't lit up. And I actually stripped this ring that we're looking at from 16 floors down to just 8. And every floor had like 22 pieces. Now every floor has only got 11 pieces. Okay, let me go back here. But yeah, there was a bunch of things that didn't work out in this build and got changed. There's also a bite beat machine down here running 4 layers of light floors. So let me show you. There's the bite beat doing its thing. And it lights up this ring. Yeah, the bottom of this ring. And then it lights up the top of this right here. And then it lights up this ring. And then it lights up this ring. And, you know, I was going for like a dum dum dum. Make you feel like you're getting sucked into the build. So it's supposed to, let's see if we can get in a position where we can see all 4 rings. Yeah, dump, 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 dump. You see the travel of the lights? I mean, it's really hard to see. And when you're staring down it, you just really don't get that effect. You get a little blue fringe, And you get some purple and pink at the end. I don't know. I wanted those lights to spiral too, but it was just way too much going on here already. And the back of that ring actually looks better than the front. I wanted to turn this ring around initially because the back of it looks cooler than the front. Just got a better pattern and more light going on. And this side over here wasn't lit up very much. So I actually had to tuck in an extra little pill light on each one of these on this side to get the light that I wanted on both sides. But if I delete one part in this ring, the whole thing disappears. Or a good chunk of it. So I pretty much left that alone besides adding that one part. I didn't even disconnect the wire that I had originally hooked up to it. It was down there hooked up to its own switch. That's why this wire goes over here and back to the bite beat, and all the other ones just go straight up. Is because if I delete that wire right there, that whole ring disappears. Yeah, I'll show you. Let's see if they fixed any phase deletion with patches. Nope. Lost the whole ring except the wires. So yeah, you can see the extra little wire going to that extra pill light that I placed in. But they really need to work on this. That's why this build took a month instead of a week. That's why I've been messing with it for weeks on end, trying to get what I want out of it. They haven't fixed those plants being all big either at a distance, which gives a cool effect when you're walking through it. If they spawn in right there in the middle and then disappear in phase. Got plenty of it happening on video of this. Yeah, the flying tadpoles. Sunset's really beautiful. I love the vanilla sky on this planet. Got the blue and oranges and purples. Just feels majestic being up almost cloud height too. It's a pretty tall mountain. I should have warped here on expeditions and jumped off of it for the Rocket Man challenge. But actually this is in Eisenham. Here's the glyphs if anybody wants to try to come experience it. Oh, the glyphs are gone now? Okay. No glyphs for you, I guess. It's another thing that's been acting up on my camera mode. Is like, sometimes there'll be glyphs, sometimes there won't be glyphs. I don't know. If you want to see what it looked like 2 weeks ago, you can check out Mount Olympus, A Trip Through the Imagination, A Final Look Around. That's what it was in all of its grandness at 4,700 parts before I added pieces to it, or a second base computer, before I stripped 1,700 parts away from it. Where you going, buddy? Yeah, I prefer to just call them owls instead of raptor seagulls. Well, those satellites are out of sync. Oh, you guys gonna finally light up? These had light floors in them that were wired together. So that was a whole bunch of parts that I stripped out of this row and just put one little tiny lantern in the middle. Which is pretty easy to do. You just get this little light thing right here, right on the middle of the satellite. It's probably not going to do it because there's already a light there, but get this thing to green state right there, and then just adjacency to the little tiny lantern, and you get those to light up without actually having to wire a bunch of things. So that was like 36 pieces that I took out of that ring. I used to have trees on the outside of it too. Used to be trees sticking out of the grinder right here. I was like, you can't see them, really. Might as well just take them off. So it's a total of 600 U long though. Actually went past the mountaintop a little bit. And I wanted to do like a tower spire thing at the end right there, some kind of castle or something. And the build's off just enough to where I was like, I'll just put a symmetrical room on the end and call it good. I was actually adding pieces and they would disappear as I added them. So I was like, I think I'm pushing my little PS4 to the limits here. I wasn't hitting any base build limits or anything, but it's definitely way too much at the end for the PS4 to handle, I guess, or No Man's Sky to handle. Rendering. I don't really need the pine trees on the outside of this either, but I left them there anyways. That's right, I got my sound turned down. Turn my sound effects up a little bit. It's a little grindy. That's why that down there is called the grinder. It's because when you have your sound effects up, these satellites get a little grindy. The lights aren't going to turn on. I'm going to walk down here and look at you first. Just one? Oh, there's two. The rest of you going to join in? You could sleep to this sound. Just a nice white noise of grind. I could sleep to the fish tank sound. A lot of people do sleep to a fish tank sound in their house. Don't even get the full effect of that orange. I should back out of it. Get it to light up and then back out to about here and actually get some effect out of that orange light. And then the orange lights turn out. Walk in here again, turn the orange lights back on. No? They're gonna turn on this time? Oh, they're trying. Oh, that's nice of you to come back on. Now stay on. Got my render distance on 100U. This is not no 100U. Fell off. Stuck the landing. And then turn off. Yeah, I listen to a lot of trippy space music, I guess. Relaxing space ambiance stuff. Is that going to join the party? Oh, gotta get a little closer. Used to have light fissures in that ring. I probably should have left them. Whatever. This is another section that just looks all dark and dreary. You don't get to see the lights in that room. You don't get to see the pink lights or the red lights. At least they light up eventually and get there. Get everything to light up and then I'll back up. See if you can see the difference. This row. I wanted to delete these light floors. And I can delete the light floors without losing anything. But what I lose is that pink glow from those lanterns. Otherwise they just give out kind of a red glow. So because the white floor's there, it gives a pink glow. Now we'll go back and look at it, see if it'll stay on. Oh, pink lights went out. Red lights going out. Whatever. Wonder how much of this stayed loaded in. Usually I'd be missing a couple of rings, at least, end to end. And yeah, with the last couple of patches, it's been doing really well. Just staying loaded in, but only lighting up and actually functioning when you get there. And the race initiators seem to have a render distance all their own. I think it's because they're race initiators and you're supposed to be able to see them during a race from a distance away. They just load in and stay there really nice. They're not synced up anymore, but solar panels loading in. Oh, the lights are already on. Well, I spoke too soon. They were on. You've seen it. Well, see, it looked like that. And I was like, oh, the lights are on at least. And then it decided to reload back in. And we're definitely missing some plants right here. Guys, gonna load back in. No. Just be like, I'm my own base. I'm not gonna do what you tell me. Oh, one floor missing. So just this ring has had some struggle when I walk down to the other end. Okay, I'll take it. I'll jump over this little spot. Oh, got some more plants missing on that ring. Maybe even some glass missing. Oh yeah, definitely got some glass missing. But the kaleidoscope's still intact. Lights are still on. Can't complain too much. I think I'm gonna put those trees back on this thing too. And I can finally hear the fish tank under there. Excuse me. Stay green. I'm gonna grab you and I'll put you down here. No? I'm not gonna go in there. Whoa. Oh, what? Are you trying to warn me? Yeah. Every time I come down to the other end, it wants to switch me over to the Mount Olympus build, and I'm like, no, I've been done with that build for a month now. I'm trying to work on the Creator's Couch. And I would end up throwing a bunch of parts in Mount Olympus and putting it over the upload limit, and then having to delete a bunch of this build and rebuild it because it was on the wrong base computer. So it took me a week to build this end room instead of a few hours. Tree in your face. Take that. Okay, one more. I even like that. I don't know if I like these either. I left them in there for now. Alright, let's reload that. We'll take one final look at this room, the Creator's Couch. Now that it's loading in decently. Did my save point load in? Yeah, it's still down here. Glitch building is very, very easy in this game. You just gotta get the timing correct. And it doesn't really penalize you that much. I mean, if you pull a wire and then you delete the wire and then there goes a whole ring of glass floors. Then yeah. That pisses you off. I was going to delete some more before I reload it, but if you notice, this little set of wires is still wired to, where is it? This thing over here. But one of these wires still runs up to a light that I used to have right here. But if I delete this wire, it takes a bunch of stuff with it out of that ring. So yeah, since I just saved it, I'll show you. I wasn't able to move it. I didn't want the headache of rebuilding it. If you remove that, that didn't take nothing. That's this wire that takes everything. Everything's already kind of not loading in down here anyways. Yeah, I guess it only took those 2 plants. It did it. It didn't take those plants. Usually it would take like all 6 of these plants right here that are touching each other. But it didn't. What about one of these wires? Maybe that's still a chunk of change. And then what about this? If you look, this has got a row of glass right here in the middle, facing inward. These parts all the way around. And then we've got doubled up panes of walled over here. But because these race initiators are sitting inside those walls, if you delete one race initiator back here, that's why I don't want to push this wall back, because if you delete one of these guys, oh, inventory full, really? Yeah, that's pretty full. No, I don't need to save point down on this end. Where am I at even? No, I'm down here. So yeah, let me show you what happens if you delete one of these. Oh, I went the wrong way. And this whole room's not loading in now, is it? Am I just not seeing it? Okay. So yeah, let's say we want to delete one of these race initiators right here. Look at how much bullshit disappears. 48 pieces of glass, all the pill lights. Just to take one of those away. But yeah, if you can stand like this far back on this room and look into it without all that going on, it's a pretty cool image too. But not worth it. I'm not going to push this wall back just to get a better view of this. Alright, reload that. And I will be right back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I am not biter back. I am back. Oh, did you all reload in there again? Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm really pushing my luck because this is where my game likes to freeze. Are you not even gonna load in? Okay, fine. At least they fixed the grass. I was messing my messing grass. Whoa, dude. A nice white squid ship. Oh, is that somebody flying around? Yeah, that's somebody messing with me. Come here, I'll mess with you. Shoot you right out of the sky. My Artemis beam. Oh. Oh, there it goes. Oh, shit. He is hurting me. Bring it on, buddy. What are you doing? Are you gonna land on top of me? No? Damn it. Stefan something Temekis? Slipknot Mucus? What's your fucking name? Stefanot Temidus? Yeah, not only do I play normal, I play with multiplayer on. If my game's gonna freeze, it's gonna freeze. Can I get on the platform, please? Stuck it. Where'd that dude go? Trees are there. Plants are there. Everything's loading in nice. Can hear the fish tank. Yeah, when I put the fish tank up here with this little guy, it just blocked too much of the view. I guess I could get some footage. Oh, dude's here. It's gonna let me record. Oh, no. Okay, I'm back. Not gonna let me record because my memory card's full. But yeah, if you ever want some help glitch building, definitely give you some pointers. Kind of like driving a stick shift car. You gotta let out on the clutch a little bit before you stomp on the gas. So I like to pull my right trigger about halfway before I start to let up on my left trigger, and then I just swap between the two, and that's it. And practice makes perfect, so the more you do it, the better you get. Ask away. Definitely answer your questions. Show you some things. You can even join in if you want. Or I can join your build and help you figure out how to do something. I was going to try to make this end room spiral in a circle and end up down on top of that mountaintop down there where the base computer is. Right there. And yeah, just this end room was giving me such a headache that I didn't want to continue on with the build. And that's when everything was just like, no, we're done. If you put one more piece in this build, we're just going to blow up your machine. But believe me, if glitch building wasn't easy, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this with it. James Freeman, welcome. Evening boss, how goes the battle? The battle is over. Now I'm just showing it off. Although I did just add 6 more trees to the build. Right before I saved it. So it's still getting some refinements. Finally got my sound turned on to where I can hear the fish tank underneath. There's my little globby buddy. What's up, buddy? Enjoying yourself? This guy eats nothing but acid, so he just sits here and trips all day in circles. And he's content just sitting in his little round room. Do you eat too much? No. I was also saying how impressed I was with the new patches and the new the way everything's been running lately. It is pretty decent. Yeah, I was like, screw the limits, and just built willy-nilly, really kind of sloppy throughout the whole build, and got to 4,700 pieces on it, and then trimmed it back down to 3,000 pieces, and then added a second base computer, and added another 2,500 pieces to the original kaleidoscope of the build. But lately, I've been fairly impressed by how well everything loads in when I walk 600U from end to end. It might take a second for it to light up when I get there, but I'll show you what I mean. At the end of this grinder, there's some little tiny lanterns that will take just a second for it to light up. Here in about another 20 feet. See how the end's just blue and black right there? Watch when I get a little bit closer, it's going to turn red. See? So I'm glad everything's still loading in. It's just taking a second for it to light up. Got to build at 4,300 pieces on one base computer. Trimmed it way down. Yeah, this was 4,700 pieces, and I trimmed it back down to uploadable 3,000 pieces. And then I went ahead and played with it some more. Added a second base computer to finish it out. And yeah, it's strictly just an end game. I don't know what left I can do in this game. Let's push it to the limits. Try to make something cool. These are gonna turn red here in a second too. No, I'm gonna look at you. So yeah, at least everything's staying loaded in and just taking a second for it to light up. Which is pretty impressive for almost 6,000 parts in 600U. You'll still be doing pretty good. They turn right back out though too. You look back and all those red lights already gone out. But whatever. This is what I was asking for. I was like, I don't care if you take a second to light up, as long as you stay there. And beforehand, like these, see those trees popping in right there? They just would stay disappeared. They wouldn't pop back in. And these light floors gonna pop in. There's some spinning light floors. Yeah, I was screaming this in one of my streams the other day. I was like, just load back in eventually. I don't care if you take a minute to do it and think about it. Just do it. Finally, it's do it. These big trees are going to all fade away when we get a little bit closer. See that green center right there? Just disappears. They haven't fixed that glitch, which I also said I didn't care if they fixed because it gives it a really cool illusion. And that fills in like that. And watch if I go out here with my camera angle. It's these trees right here that are doing the little bioluminescent spiky alien tree. When you get far enough away from it, it gets all huge. See those pink tassels over there? That's actually that little tree right there. But when you get at this far away in the render distance, they're massive. And when you get closer, they shrink back down to normal size. Well, are you gonna? Yeah, see, they shrink back down to normal size. And that's what they look like, normal size, just little toothpicks. So that's a little added bonus of some of the recent updates. I think it was maybe 3.12 is when it started doing that, after they fixed the EMP generators. Yeah, incoming flying tadpoles. I seen him around here somewhere. In one of my videos, one of them stuck like right up against one of these satellites, and I give him a little push with my multi-tool and he takes off. It was like helping a kitten across the street or something. They're not very smart tadpoles. Lots of lights blended into pillars. Yeah, I was going to mention all the lights in these floors back here when I said you got some spinny lights. They're not even showing up anymore. But when oh, there goes a tadpole. Hey, you got out. Good job. Yeah, there's spinny lights in that row right there and the next 3 rows. And you don't even really get to enjoy them all together. 2 of the rows you can't even see, but you have to gotta get close enough to light them up. But yeah, this is probably just as bad as what you're talking about. When you blended lights into pillars. All these light floors with plants running into them that are wired was a real pain in the neck, especially when all the wires are offset, you know, in sequence. So yeah, these 4 rows right here of light work for not a whole lot of payoff was kind of a bummer. A lot of phase deletion and headache to go with it. I feel your pain, man. Glitching things onto pill lights and stuff. All those wires are in sequence too. I really noticed what they look like with the build camera on, with the wires running. If the wires were more hidden than that. love the patterns you get out of that little alien plant right there. And the way it glows a little bit. Some pretty cool things with it. Now I forgot which way I was headed. Was I going this way? Yeah, I was going this way. Towards the green plants that disappear. The trees. The trees are being all green like that and having that pink little bubble fringe right there. Kind of filling in those little gaps of sky. And they disappear. But yeah, usually these really complicated rings at the beginning would just not load back in once you walked a couple hundred U away from them. They just, no, I'm not coming back. So turn on. And now they stay loaded in. When I did this last time, I only lost a couple of plants in the beginning there. NPC. I just had a dude in a white squid ship messing with me. I don't know where the hell he went. Oh yeah. Is that... Am I missing a ring here? Am I missing a ring? Oh, there's no way. I deleted that ring. Oh, no way. When is my manual done? 414, when's my auto? Yeah, I was showing you face deletion, Candace. Remember? And then I walked to the other end and saved it. That whole ring that was right here is gone. When was my autosave? When did I get in and out of my ship? After that manual save. I don't remember getting in and out of my ship in the last week on this save. Wow. I might have messed something up. So I came down to this end. I hit this save point. And I looked around and Z was here. And I reloaded it from this end. And then I was like, well, I just saved it, so I'll show you some phase deletion as we walk through it. Deleted that whole ring, which is still, yes, gone. Make a gappy area there. I'm missing a plant right there, but not loading. And then walk to the other end and saved it. Both of those should have been manual saves. So what does my autosave do? Because if I reload either one of those manual saves, well, the one that I just made at the other end, Did I make one at the other end? Or did I just upload the base and that gave me an autosave? I don't know. I gotta check it out. And see which save is gonna bring back that ring, if any of them. I might have messed it up. The joys of building. 2 base computers is the worst, though. When you mess something up in the new base computer and you want to reload it, and you reload and you go back to work and it puts you in a whole different base, and you end up building a bunch of stuff and then realizing, oh, Mount Olympus is over its limit by 120 pieces. So then I have to tear down the last 2 hours worth of work that I did and switch base computers and build it all back in. Yeah, you upload the base, doesn't that autosave? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And it did. That was the autosave. So I'm pretty sure that ring over there is still going to be disappeared. I'm pretty sure I made that autosave after I did that. So let's go check into that. Am I even gonna make it across here anyway? The new super punch thing is just not working the greatest. It works on my character on Expedition pretty well. Didn't seem to be working very well to get me across that gap. I've made it across that gap before though. Yeah, it's still gone. And I know it's not just something that won't load back in. It's totally gone because none of the wires are there anymore either. Which is weird because I didn't delete the wires. What was luck? I gotta hit my manual save and see if it's still gone. Hopefully it's the manual save that I made at this end before I walked to the other end. Because I don't think I made a manual save at the other end. Because it... Oh, I did. Well, it would have been lucky if I would have made it, but I only made it halfway across before I was halfway down the mountain. Sup, Reaper? Thanks for joining. Just pushing the No Man's Sky rendering to its limits. And I think I messed up and deleted a whole ring. It's now just gonna be gone. Yeah, unlimited jetpack when you're climbing a wall is really handy on this build, especially. Anytime you fall off the mountain, you're like, I don't care, I can make it back up there. Yeah, I saved it at this end. You gonna let me back up? this end is really having a struggle to load in. Yeah, that's one bad thing about having your save point up in the sky. It's actually right in between those two glyph separators. No, these two. Oh. Yeah, it's right there. Catch it just right. So yeah, this is the creator's couch end of it. It's gonna think twice about loading in, I guess. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that ring at the other end is gone still. That will be a depressing way to end my stream. Why's my guy not running? Oh, there we go. Run, Forrest. Oh, fell off. Oh, you're caught in the grinder. I get all that way and then miss the landing. I wonder why the wires disappeared though. Build skills 1000. No, this is the future, man. It's like build skill 3000. But yeah. I'm not even impressed by builds that are on Blender or PC or even creative mode, really. Who the hell just shot me? Local wildlife? See what I mean? Messing with me from up down there? Who is it? Guys over there cliff jumping or what? I don't know, something bit my ass. Oh, see? Oh, what? Hey! What the hell was that? Oh, see any predators? An egg to hatch, though. You guys want to see me hatch an egg? Who is this by? Is this my T-Rex or my cat? turned on the lights on fast chase and tried to walk down the hall, you'd fall down dizzy. Zigzag lights all the way down the hall. Bunch of chase lights for Christmas. We had small hallway. Oh, I gotcha. He had some Christmas lights in the hallway. He'd run real fast down the hall, try to get dizzy. Gotcha. Okay, what pet do I want to give up? Okay, so it's this guy's egg. Do I like this guy? Aggression, 73%. Helpfulness, 25. Devotion. Oh, I gotta click on it. Say goodbye to that dude and hatch this egg real quick. Ooh, it's a big egg. I think I might have made him a little bigger. What do you look like now? Turn my light on here. Oh, you look about the same. Your texture's not even loading in. Smooth as a baby's butt. Oh, you want to cheat? I got no treats. Okay, I'll make some treats. Hold on a second. I gotcha, you're hungry. Jeez, chill out a minute. Okay, come here. Oh, you got some texture? Growing some texture? There you go. Do a little dance. Get down tonight. Oh, there's a Strider dude over there. Is that the dude that was messing with me? Go get him, Tex. How aggressive are ya? Go get this guy over there. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, don't you interfere. This is his fight. Yeah, you go over there, monkey boy. Get him, Rex. Don't let him bite me. Hey, don't. Oh, I wouldn't do that. You're gonna piss off Rex. Did you see what he did, Rex? You gotta get him. Oh, you tore him from the inside, from the ass up, dude. I'm gonna name you Ass Eater. Yeah, we're gonna name him Ass Man. It's a Seinfeld reference. Probably won't let me though. Throw space in there. CS Man. Okay. You guys want to see a big Diplo too? Gotta see how big my Diplo's getting. He's a big boy. Don't kick me. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just stay down here. You can play on the mountainside. Where'd you go, dude? Oh, he came back up. What's up, Chrome Dome? You gonna come up there? Come here. No? Usually he's all tripping on the side of the mountain. Looks like he's dancing or something. Oh. Going down that side? Come here, dude. Where'd you go? Don't make me respawn you. Well, I just took him away, huh? Got this big old dude too. It's pretty ginormous. He's ginormous. My cat's ginormous. Damn, he's grown up some. That's the last time I've seen you. Oyo, oyo. Like a big rat. Yeah, you look like a big rat. You look like you've been eating blue stuff. You've been eating blue stuff again? Been drinking the Drano? Okay, let's get an egg from this guy. This is my Thundercat. Okay, go get something useful. I don't need anything useful. Who am I kidding? Alright. I want to see how big Diplo's getting. It's hard to even get his attention. Stay put. Don't kick me. Don't kick me. Yeah, there you go. Eat a treat. Where am I going to ride you? On the neck? Man. I don't want to be on the neck. I used to ride your head. Now you ride the back of the neck. Oh, come on now. Get out of camera mode. Man, you know your pet's big when it takes you this long to back out to see him in camera mode. When he was a baby, he could wear this build like a collar, and now he's way taller than the build. Where are you going, dude? Oh. I'm on you somewhere. No, I guess I'm not. So yeah, I need to shrink him down a little bit. Got room for another egg? Get rid of my save point. My nip nip. Okay, where do you go? See him in there. Oh, I must disappear altogether. Okay, buddy. Can you give me an egg? The size of a house. It's probably going to be the biggest egg I've ever seen. Where'd the egg go, dude? Don't kick me. Well, he pooped an egg out. Where's the egg at? Okay, let me feed you real quick. I gotta put you away. I don't see an egg anywhere. Did it fall off the mountain? Would I be able to see it from this? Is that an egg? Is that a bubble? That's a bubble. I don't think I'd be able to see it from this distance. Even if it did roll off the mountain. My point being, maybe it was you're flying, maybe in lights, maybe let's see. I don't see the egg that you just laid, dude. That really sucks that that ring's missing now, though. Oh well, I'm tired of messing with this base. Dude, I put you away already. What are you doing on this side? Is that where you laid the egg? You saw me put him away, right? He disappeared. Is this a different pet? This guy looks smaller than the dude I just put away. Is that the egg? Did the egg already hatch and now he's just trapped there? Things that make you go, Eggs disappear all the time. I've never actually had one disappear. His egg almost touched the bottom of this build, though. It was like 4 stories tall. And it was laying on its side. But yeah, there's a whole nother pet over here that's not my pet. Let me go see if I can interact with him. Oh, he hit me. Ouch. Where'd you go, dude? Don't mind me, I'm a rock climber. I'll just sit right here. Okay, well, he disappeared. I don't know where he went. Oh well. I get an egg out of him, but now I want to shrink him down. Made it over. That's a first. I made it over the top of the whole build. I didn't show you guys the little dugout that I had going on. needed glass one time, so I was out of frost crystals. Had to go dig a hole. I ended up digging into the cave that was already up here, and it led into a little room. So yeah, this little cave was already here. I was like, screw it, I'll just dig me up some silicone powder right here. Oh, where is it? Did it fill in? Oh, no, it's still here. So I manipulated this terrain because I could see through this little gap, and I was like, hey, there's a room in there. So I manipulated the terrain, and it actually hasn't grown back in a month. This little trough has stayed here, and it led into this big old open room that doesn't go anywhere on the mountaintop. Well, I was like, screw it, it needs a window. Light this place up a little bit. So I put a big old hole in the side of my mountain. I wanted to do like some kind of little lounge, grow room, trippy hangout spot down here, or a landing pad or something. It's a pretty good sized room. It's got this weird little glitch though between what you can actually erase and what you can't with your terrain manipulator. Can I get stuck in there? I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah. I think I've gone down there and gotten stuck. I can blast my way out of there, but just one of the other high hopes I had for this base. But base limits aren't allowing me to do what I want. Or the rendering distance, or the power of the PS4, or whatever. Won't let me do what I want to do. Well, at least it was at the very end of the build. I mean, this part of the build's been done for a month, so, and was just updated a couple weeks ago. And if I really wanted to, I could build it back in. Because I have a little cheater floor right there. And it's right next to the ring that I just lost. So this little floor, or wall I should say, that's just nobody even sees. It's my little Easter egg. Oh, the wires are back. Hey, when did you guys come back? Interesting. Can I glitch a pill light to that? How is that gonna work? Wire to wire pill light glitch? Ooh, it does work. It's not facing the right way. Or is it? Which way are you facing? That is the question. So you're facing that way. Which way are you facing now? Same way. Well, that makes sense, because I just glitched it to there. But that's not the right way. But at least I have an outline of where it was. Even if the pill lights aren't going to be facing the right way ever. But back to this little cheaty floor thing that I have right here. If I wanted to, I could just build this back over to where this ring is. Oh, yeah. Or just place one on the ground. And bring my circle back up. It's actually one of the only circles that I didn't rebuild on the whole build because it phase deleted like that. So I've been wanting to mess with this ring for a while now, but I did like the way it had turned out, so I didn't really want to mess with it. Why are you not going to stack? Are you shitting me? When did they get rid of that? Add a floor just to stack walls now? Anyways, I'm not going to do it, but I could come right back up to middle and glitch a biodome to it and redo the process. No. It's crazy to think that this this whole 600U build was done off of one biodome. And then just stretching floors. What is that effect going on down here? Void egg. That's the egg. The egg's up on the walkway. I gotta get a screenshot of that. Well, there's my egg. That's funny. How the hell did it spawn up there? Let me up. I run out of jetpack. Oh, land it. Stick it. That's a big egg. I was like, what is that effect going on down here? I've never seen that before. This is called the egg effect. It's trippy. It's getting scrambled through the grinder. Scrambled eggs. Stand still. That's going to be a big board. I'm going to have to shrink him down a little bit. And yeah, Maybe one of these days I'll be bored enough to put that ring back in. But for now, you guys got the last show. What is going on with that wall? Look at that wall that's just... Oh, it didn't load back in. Oh yeah, that's just... No, that's just loading issues. One plant, one wall. It's a wall that's just going to load back in. Both of the walls loaded in. No, just one of the walls. I'm really surprised the wires came back. That was a trip too. I don't know. This game's a trip. That's for sure. Trippy stuff like this going on. Got pets pooping out big old eggs on a little tiny platform from 300 yards away. That was some skill. For a big old dino to lay an egg up on a tiny little platform like this, gotta hand it to him. Alright, James, thanks for stopping in, man. Get some good rest, sweet dreams, all that good stuff. Glad a couple people got to check it out before it got deleted. Alright, Candace, you have a good night too. I think I'm going to end it here. Oh, thank you guys for checking it out. Just glad somebody can enjoy some of the time that I've spent on this thing. We'll see you guys later on the flip side. Some other time, some other place, somebody else's stream maybe. Alright, y'all. Have a good night.